Hello again. We're back at a tiny house. We're not at my tiny house, but this is another tiny house, and I thought we'd kind of give you a little channel update. Been super busy at work, so we haven't had a lot of time to get up to the tiny house, Camp Floody. And I was traveling last weekend for school, and when I got back, my wife had booked us a weekend stay at a tiny house up on the North Shore of Minnesota. So I thought, what a cool opportunity to compare this tiny house to my tiny house and look at what this tiny house does compared to what my tiny house does, and look at some of the features that have been incorporated into this tiny house. Things like those giant windows you see behind me, that's a pretty cool feature. My windows are substantially smaller, but it's a trade-off for my tiny house. This tiny house is 2 feet wider, so it feels gigantic by tiny house standards. It's about the same length. Mine might be a few feet longer. Mine has lofts, this does not. But I thought there's some cool things happening here that might find it kind of fun to incorporate into my tiny house. And there's some things that I would have done differently if this was my tiny house. But I just thought, what a great opportunity to walk through this tiny house and compare it to my tiny house. So I hope you enjoy the video. I'll try to show you some of the features that this tiny house has. Some will be in photography, some will be in video. I'll try to do them all in video probably, but I might have to work in a few pictures as far as the exterior goes. But I hope you enjoy the video, and thanks for watching. Okay, so here's the front door. As we get ready to enter, I've already got it open. We come up this ramp onto this small deck, which is smaller than the tiny house deck. We enter into this large room with some excellent windows. There's nothing to complain about with these windows. They're just absolutely wonderful size-wise. It makes this room feel absolutely enormous. So as we enter the tiny house, you can see these folks built in a fireplace with a TV over the top, which is a pretty neat design element, but they sacrificed having a closet or a place to hang your clothes when you enter. They've built this shelf around the whole tiny house, which has been a great addition for adding can lighting. But of course I keep looking at it like thinking of all the beds that are missing for up there, but such as that. The full-size futon. And again, those very large windows are a very nice feature. As you can see, it opens that view up to the outside incredibly. So then as we look down this tiny house, you can see the galley kitchen, or a single galley kitchen, I guess to be more accurate. But full-size sink, full-size appliances, full-size refrigerator, full-size microwave, and tucked away at the very end is a washer dryer unit, which is a very cool feature. Again, that can soffit, incorporating the lighting. We will head down into the tiny house. You can see these granite countertops. Non-potable water here. They have running water, but it's not drinkable, so there's drinking water. And as we come down, it's a little shy on countertops, but it works. That's maybe one of the things that gets sacrificed for the full-size appliances, but I think it's a really nice trade-off. Tons of cabinet space. Full-size microwave. One of the best features of this tiny house, and it's going to be really hard to get in on the camera, is this bathroom, which is basically 5 by 7 or 8. Full-size cabinets, vanities. Man, it's a great bathroom. It is a great bathroom. And I thought I had the cornerstone on the shower in the tiny house, but this tiny house shower is absolutely stunning. 5-foot shower. Nice shower head. Glass doors. So one of the things you're about to see that I would have changed in this tiny house is these doors. Both of the doors in the tiny house are swing doors. Served way better by a pocket door. Again, that swing door, it chokes off this hallway along with the full-size fridge, which could have been downsized. And then the one bedroom for sleeping. A sleep number bed, which was my first time sleeping on a sleep number bed, which I thought was really nice. And they have this entire built-in, which you don't see in tiny houses. And it could be incorporated into a smaller tiny house as well, just by shallowing up the cabinets a little bit. And they did add these more windows. They did go all out on the windows. Very large, very open, very bright. Some of these windows could have been given up. If you were going to live in this tiny house, you would want to give those windows up for storage, I'm thinking. But I would have also shot a loft up for the extra space. And then a shot back from the other end of the tiny house. As you can see, it's very bright. Some very cool design elements. I was too worried about having too much wood in my tiny house, but as you can see, this house is loaded with wood. And it's all pretty much the same color. A couple different kinds of wood. We got some maple cabinets with oak floor, and then tongue and groove pine, which they did not end match, and I think looks a little crappy without the V grooves. But all in all, positive review. Like every tiny house, you have to learn it a little bit. Each time is kind of a moment to learn. So I hope you enjoyed the video of this tiny house, and looking forward to getting back to Camp Floody next weekend. So we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.